Hindi ko po kasi matanggap na walang tatayo. Isa rin yun. Hindi ko rin matanggap na walang tatayo upang magbigay ng alternative candidate sa Pampanga.
Kasama niya naghain ng COC ang running mate niyang si Maria Amalia Tiglao Kayanan. Ang dating administrator ni Panlilio na si Attorney Vivian Dabo naman ang
I'd like to help you grow financially and spiritually at the same time. Hi, my name is Bo Sanchez. I'm the author of 36 books, and I preach around the world, been doing so for 35 years. I also love working with the poorest of the poor. Together with my friends, we've built all sorts of wonderful organizations and foundations, orphanages, Home for the Aged, a pregnant women crisis center, scholarship fund for poor children. And recently, what I've been trying to do is to help the common person retire as multi-millionaires. And let me tell you a story. The way I keep fit and healthy is, as you can see, I've got this bulging muscles and I've got a very macho body. Just kidding. I'm totally unathletic, and all I do is I walk in the village and just walk around, and that's all I do. Well, there was this couple, while I was walking, an elderly woman pushing her husband in a wheelchair. They recognized me, and they said, "Brother Bo, can you pray over me?" So I did pray over them, and then right there in the middle of the street, praying over them, and then I heard their very sad story. Rito, 69 years old, was a seaman for 32 years. 32 straight years, and he was earning about a second engineer of the ship, maybe about 100,000 pesos a month. And then he had a stroke last January. And 3 months later, he fell, broke his hip, and he was bedridden. And the wife, Jerry, was crying. And actually, both of them are crying. And they were telling me how difficult it was. She was telling me that in order, to provide for his medicines, which was about 20,000 pesos a month just for the medicines, they had to already ask from the neighbors. And it is very, very difficult just listening to this story, knowing that for the past, 32 years, he was a seaman earning a lot of money, and yet what's wrong? They were dependent on their SSS pension, which is 13,000 pesos a month combined, and yet, remember, 20,000 pesos just for the medicines alone. So I was just listening to this story, and again, my heart was breaking. Why was this happening? Well, last month, Rito, I heard, passed away. And so I talked to the wife, I visited her, and yes, she was grieving over the death of her husband, but she was also worried for the funeral expenses. And I was saying, how can this be? And I computed, how much did her husband earn as a seaman for 32 years? I computed 20 million pesos in his whole career. And yet right now, his wife could not pay, a few months ago, for his medicines, and now for the funeral expenses. But this is the story of millions of Filipinos.
Sabi sa Biblia, tayo po daw galing sa alabok. Ang tanong ko po, saan po ang galing ang Diyos?
Kung Biblia ang pagbabatayan natin, alam mo kasi kapatid ganito, no? Naniniwala ka siguro, merong mga bagay na hindi natin naaabot. Okay? kahit ang lahat ng tao mag-usama-sama, there are things which are unfathomable, which no human being can understand. Merong ganong mga bagay up to now. The exact measurement of the universe is up to now not known to man. Actually, the remotest object that was seen by the Hubble Space Telescope is something like 13.8 billion light years away. Napakalayo na nun. Mahirap nang isipin yun eh. 13.8 billion light years is something na hindi na kaya ng... Miski nga ang computer natin, hindi na kaya yun siguro eh. Kung ilang zero ang gagamitin mo ron eh.
Good morning and greetings from Asia and the Philippines. The abuse of minors by ordained ministers has inflicted wounds not only on the victims, but also on their families, the clergy, the church, the wider society, the perpetrators themselves, and the bishops. But it is also true, we humbly and sorrowfully admit, that wounds have been inflicted by us, bishops, on the victims, and in fact, the entire body of Christ. Our lack of response to the suffering of victims, even to the point of rejecting them and covering up the scandal to protect perpetrators and the institution, has injured our people